So in this video, we're just going to have a look at some examples of how to differentiate expressions of the form e to the power of f of x. So if you have a look at the notes, you're going to see these are the two rules for subsection 4.3. So the first rule is if you differentiate e to the power of x, you're just going to get e to the power of x. And if you use the chain rule to differentiate something of the form e to the power of f of x, you'll see that that becomes f prime of x, which is just the derivative of f of x, and then multiplied by e to the power of f of x. So in other words, for this second rule, all you have to do is differentiate whatever the function is in the exponent of your e value, and that's going to give us f prime of x. And all we do then is take that f prime of x and multiply it with our e to the power of f of x expression. So we're just going to do a few examples just to see how these rules are used. So for example, let's say we're asked to differentiate e to the power of 2x. So this e to the power of 2x, this is of the form e to the power of f of x. So we just have to identify what is f of x. So in this case, f of x is the 2x. And according to the rule, we need to differentiate this f of x value, which is going to give us f prime of x. So if we differentiate 2x, we're going to get 2. And all we're going to do is take that 2 and multiply that 2 onto our e to the power of f of x function, which in this case is e to the power of 2x. So we differentiate 2x, it gives us 2. And all we do is we multiply it onto e to the power of 2x. And that's the answer. So all we're doing is we're differentiating whatever's in the exponent, and we just multiply that value onto our original e function. Okay, so let's say that's A. Say part B. Let's say we asked to differentiate e to the power of 100x plus 1. So all we're going to do to differentiate this expression is we differentiate whatever's in the exponent. So here, 100x plus 1, if you differentiate that, you're just going to be left with 100. And all we do is we take that 100 and we multiply it onto our original e to the power of 100x plus 1. So the answer is going to be 100 multiplied with e to the power of 100x plus 1. So here's another one. Let's say we have to differentiate e to the power of x cubed plus 1. So the process is going to be the same. Differentiate whatever's in the exponent. So x cubed plus 1, if we differentiate that, we're going to get 3x squared. And we just multiply 3x squared by this original e to the power of x cubed plus 1. So we times it by e to the power of x cubed plus 1. Okay, then let's say, for example, we have a number in front of our e. So we differentiate with respect to x. Let's say we have 3x, 7x. So all we're going to do, we're going to keep the 3 in the front, and we're just going to multiply that 3 by the derivative of e to the power of 7x. So here we're going to keep the 3 in the front, so we have 3. And now to differentiate the e to the 7x, we differentiate whatever's in the exponent. So if we differentiate 7x, we're just going to be left with 7. So I'm just going to open a bracket. And we're going to take that 7 and just multiply it with the original e to the 7x function. So it's going to be 7 times e to the power of 7x. And then 3 times 7 is going to give us 21. So our final answer is 21e to the power of 7x. And lastly, let's just do one where you have multiple terms. So say we're differentiating with respect to x. Let's say 3e to the power of 5x plus 4e to the power of 7x plus 1. So now we just differentiate each of these terms individually. So the first term, if we differentiate what's in the exponent, so if you differentiate 5x, you get 5. And all we're going to do is just take that 5 and multiply it with that 3e to the power of 5x term. So 5 times 3 is going to give us 15. And then we have e to the power of 5x. And then plus, and now we do the second term. So we differentiate whatever's in the exponent, and we're just going to multiply it onto this term. So if you differentiate 7x plus 1, you get 7. And then we're going to times that 7 with the 4e to the 7x plus 1. So 7 times 4 is just going to give us 28. So we have 28e to the power of 7x plus 1. So the main rule, once again, that we're using is if you differentiate e to the power of f of x, that is equal to f prime of x, or in other words, the derivative of your f of x, multiplied with the original e to the f of x function. And if you just have a value in front of your e, you can think of the law like this. If you differentiate a e to the power of f of x, then all you're going to do is just multiply the f prime of x with the a. So that you're going to have a f prime of x multiplied with e to the power of f of x. So feel free to let me know if you have any questions.